Ah. Oh, alrighty. I was gonna play some Tarkov today, but then I was like, not really feeling it. Just gonna play some casual PoE. Actually, that's what I'm not. That's what I'm missing here. Let's get some music going. I knew I was missing something. Oh shit! What's my? All right, there we go. I was like, who the fuck's coughing? It's just my guy. Oh, all right. So we're melee leveling today. I'm not like a super fast leveler. I don't like to be too slow. I'm also still playing ultra wide, which is why you can only see half of that. Thankfully, the whole HUD's in screen. So I'm hoping there'll be nothing off screen that you're really missing. I mean, the action's here, right? So what are you really going to be missing? You might not be able to see like the gems and stuff when they level on the side because they'll be further over, but I mean, you really want to see just gems. Yeah, so I'm planning to turn this into a Bone Shatter build. If I end up getting that far, like, I was kind of umming and ahhing about whether I'd continue playing this league. But I think I will. I think I will. I just want to chill. Just want to chill. I was playing some Ready or Not yesterday, and goddamn, that's a good game. It's like the SWAT simulator, if you're not familiar with it. I'm really looking forward to... I'm going to make a video on that at some point. I was going to make that video, actually, before the one I put out today on RoboQuest. But I want to do a bit more with the... with Ready or Not first. There's a lot of systems to that game. It's a very deep... I couldn't believe how deep that game was. So there's a lot more I want to get into it. And I want to do more of a... I think more of a, like a narrative video with that one. I often think that all my videos just end up being almost like review style videos, which I don't hate. I don't hate at all. What am I doing? But that wasn't necessarily the intention. So we'll see. We'll see what it becomes. I like the music might be a little bit on the... Don't know. You guys have to let me know if the music ends up being a little overpowering. Although until I get to maps, I don't even... Half the time I don't even have sound playing PoE until I get to maps. And even then, that's just so I can hear drops in case something drops slightly off screen. I guess in the later acts, I've had the occasional Divine Orb drop. So I do want it on for that. So I think we're going to start with, what is it? I can't even remember the name of it. I don't have the mana for this. I can't even remember the name of the skill. I think it's Ground Slam? Something like that. So start with the Ground Slam, because you can't use Bone Shatter until quite a bit later if am I going to die to Hillock? What am I doing? God, leveling as a melee character is fucking rough, isn't it? At least they teach you to like kind of move around. Oh, please. I'm like, just gonna commit. Just gonna commit. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. Shield. I don't really care for that, but it is what it is. What it is. Oh. I mean, we'll take that. It's got move speed on it. What? Oh, I have to put a point in. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go down here. Probably grab that node. I don't know if... I'll probably grab that just for the move speed, to be honest. Move speed being king. Thank God, I thought I was muted for a minute. So yeah, ready or not. Oh god, it's so good, but it's so incredibly deep. Like I was playing the first few levels, and you've got like you're controlling your squad while you're also doing stuff. God, it's a clusterfuck, but it's so good. Ground slam, yeah, ground slam I think is definitely the way to go. Get rid of heavy strike. Probably didn't need to destroy it, but okay, what am I going to do with it really? Alright, so I think I might have some uniques. What level are these boots? Level 9. Okay, these are good because they have the move speed. Yeah, they're all too high level. We're going to keep these here because I want those when we get there. Everything else I think is going to be, I'm going to need higher levels, so I might come back and look at this later. I just want these boots. So that as soon as I can use them. So as soon as I can use them, I'm just going, because that'll make me speedy. Not super speedy, but better than just fucking around. Sorry, I'm just taking music levels again. Gonna need someone to call out if it's too overwhelming. Well, I think I've got my levels kind of dialed in, you know? Like, it's embarrassing when you start out streaming and fucking recording for YouTube and it's just like, ooh, you end up with some rough levels and you're just like you realize at the end of a stream that the whole time, like, people could barely hear you or something. Because you're streaming to like one person, they're too polite to say it. Hey, all part of the ride, right? I wonder if it's even... yeah, I always wonder how many of these, like, how many enemies I should really be killing, like, this early on. What am I getting? I must have missed the pop-up to turn tutorials off. But goddamn, you know how often I'm thinking about Path of Exile 2 these days? You know how often I'm thinking about it? Most days, I'm thinking about how good Path of Exile 2 is going to be. I watched the... what do they call it? The interview, I guess that's what it is. The interview a couple of developers did with like ZD and a couple of other people ZD brought along. Holy shit, it sounds so good. I can't imagine... It's disappointing that... well, I don't want to say disappointing. But I know the game director isn't Chris Wilson. I kind of wish it was. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe you want some fresh blood. You want new people working on it. And in the interview, the actual game director said he was still kind of liaising with Chris and chatting with Chris about things. And like, if you had questions, he'd go to Chris and be like, you know, why is this important? What do you think about this? So that gives me some faith, right? That gives me some faith that, hey, it's not going to be awful. And I can't imagine it will be. I mean, hell, it could be exactly the same as this game, just with new environments, new enemies, some new skills. I'm going to be happy with that. Honestly, I'm going to be super happy with that. Probably should put this in. I do actually need the points while I'm leveling. I might have to take a bit of time to actually look at the skill tree. It's been a while since I did a bone shatter. Can't quite remember the best nodes. I just remember I need to get my accuracy rating up. But again, that's not until I'm really using bone shatter, so it's something I'm probably going to have to focus on more around probably halfway through the campaign. I mean, I'll probably start focusing on it earlier. Accuracy rating's not an awful thing to have. I somehow missed that little flame boss person. What's happening to my frames here? I'm doing alright. I wonder how quick do people actually get through the campaign these days? I don't want to say I take my time. Like, I used to full clear areas. Like, I would do that everywhere. I would always full clear. I did that for ages. Now, I pretty much just walk to my objective, killing stuff along the way. I assume that's what most people do, but I have that weird, I don't want to say perfectionist, but I have that weird kind of completionist attitude. That's what it is. I'm like, well, you know, there's some enemies over there I haven't killed, so I better get them. God, I need to get another mana pot. There we go. Although it might be helpful if I am clearing a bit more with the melee build, because the leveling is rough. But yeah, back on a Path of Exile 2. I've literally booked time off work so that I will hopefully be available. Well, I will be available when the beta launches. If they delay the beta, oh, I guess I'll just move my leave. Oh, actually, I'll just book extra leave. The beta, man. Well, currently the plan is for the beta to come out. I think it's like first week of June, and my birthday's second week of June. So really keen for that because I usually take time off anyway. And I'm literally not going to leave my house. I'm not going to leave this goddamn chair. And I'm just, I don't know if I will get earlier. Like, so if you're not familiar, I think they've stated that they're releasing number one in waves, so random waves to everybody. And then it's just whether you're lucky. This is an odd layout for this map. I've not had one like this before. Have they changed how this works? Because this ship was always down here. So they're doing random waves, so anyone can get it. But they're going to initially prioritize, and I don't know if that's additional to the waves or as part of the waves. I might have to double check. They're going to prioritize people who have high numbers of hours, I think. No, they said people who have been active, like recently active, but I don't think they defined what recently was. So people who are actively playing the game. Fair enough. Maybe that's why I'm doing it now. Nah, it's not. Because I assume that'll be maybe the next league. People who've done that. What else am I going to say? And then people who have spent like money on microtransactions and stuff. Which I think is not so much as a way to like bait people into doing it, but to be like, hey, we appreciate that you've supported us for years. Here's the game kind of thing. Okay. Maybe I should have farmed some more mobs so I could at least... Oh, I missed with my fucking single hit. Yeah, I don't think it's a way to like try and bait people into... Okay, I'm gonna have to... Yeah. Freeze. Which I think is more of a way of just rewarding the people who have been supporting them from the start, you know? Woo! We like it. We like bringing it down to the wire, hey? Oh yeah, we'll just head back from here. So yeah, the people who've spent, so people who are active, random invites, and then people who've spent, I think it was like over $500, but I don't know if that's USD. I assume it is US. So that's what that uploads. Yeah, hey Fufu, how you going, man? Yeah, I was actually going to stream today, but then I was like, I'm just going to sit here and play some Path of Exile. So what's the downside to that? You know, just I can get amongst it, hey? Ancestral Call. It's probably not bad if we can get that. Is that better than Ruthless though? Ah, fuck it, I don't know. Can't be bothered checking at the moment. Yeah, I wasn't planning to stream today, but here we are. How you going anyway? I love how you were just straight onto that video. I appreciate it. Actually, I'll probably need those. Don't spoil us, we get greedy. Man, I need to be more consistent with this shit. Hey, like I am the worst YouTuber and the worst streamer. Like I need to get on. I need to be consistent. Last year I was pretty well, not with streaming, but I was pretty consistent with like uploads and stuff. So I'm trying to get back into that now. I got pretty busy tail end of last year with like work. Work was absolutely fucked. And then in November, I moved into a new role, and my new role has like a really good work-life balance. It's so much better than where I was. So now I actually have time when I get home to think about things instead of just needing to keep working or jump on something else. So yeah, I'm going to try and work out a stream schedule. That's what I need to do. Don't know what that's going to be, but I'm going to try work that out so it's consistent. And then I'm going to ignore the... Oh... I won't ignore the Wildwood actually because I need to get the specialization. Have some gloves? Yeah, I'll take those gloves. Yeah, so I need to work out my stream schedule. And I'm going to try and commit to a consistent upload schedule as well. Because I would like to try and grow the channel a bit. But I don't know yet how consistent I can be with uploads. Depending on the type of quality I want to maintain my content at, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the type of YouTuber that just records an hour of gameplay and then cuts that into a single video. Like the RoboQuest one, I think maybe like, oh god, I don't even know how much I actually recorded. Maybe 6 hours of gameplay and then I cut that down. Probably didn't need that much though for a game like that, to be fair. I could have planned that a bit better. But yeah, I want to maintain a decent level of editing in my videos. Keep learning. Keep making my editing a bit better. But man, it takes some time, you know what I mean? Like, got to get... I mean, getting the footage is the fun part, right? It's playing the games, enjoying it. Or streaming, because I sometimes cut my streams in. Like with my bolt gun video. But yeah, I might have to sit down and think about how I streamline my process a bit with that. I mean, streaming's what I prefer in that space. I used to stream to both Twitch and YouTube. I should probably start doing that again realistically. But I prefer the interaction. I prefer chatting to people while I'm playing. That's really why I started this. I like having the discussions, even in the comments. Like, I love when people comment just so I can go back and forth and have conversations with them. God, this is a tanky boy. Oh, there we go. I really need more mana flasks. I was saying at the start of this, if you maybe before you joined, I'm going for a Bone Shatter build this time around, but obviously I can't use that, I think, till around like level 60. Not 100% sure at what point you can use Bone Shatter. I think I do have one, so I could check. But it's also about when is it actually beneficial to start using. Yeah, I really need another... I probably could have bought a mana flask, right? Yeah, that's it, right? Like I was... So it's funny because when I used to just watch YouTube just for watching it, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention to what people were actually doing. Like I didn't pay attention to edits. You know, you just kind of watch something and you either like it or you don't like it. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of YouTubers that I really like that make like really good, like quality stuff. A lot of editing, obviously put a lot of effort into their scripts and stuff. And I admire those ones. And then the other day I was looking at, I can't remember what game I was looking at. And there was this creator that I used to watch, not frequently, but occasionally a while back. And I was like, oh, he did a video on this. I'll pull it up and have a quick look. And I was like, he's, yeah, and they got like 2 million subscribers or something. And I'm like, man, this is low quality stuff. It's just, it's just like him haphazardly talking over some gameplay. Like he frequently stops. It's almost like worse than watching somebody like who's a bad streamer where they just don't talk for like hours on end, because he obviously couldn't talk while playing a game. And I was like, oh, this guy's got more views than the guys who are making good content. But I mean, like, you know, that's fine. Like, as long as you're consistent, I think is the main thing. And then yeah, you can also do the underhanded stuff as well, right? And like my stuff's not great. It's not oh, I think it's okay. I don't want to be the guy that says my stuff's good. I don't think it's that particularly that good at the moment. But it's all a process I'm working on. This guy is fucking tank. Oh my god, it's the fetid pools too, so I am gonna have to kill this guy. Okay. Is any of this gonna help me? Probably not all that much, but you know what? We're gonna go around the we're literally gonna go around the pools and come back to that rare because he is so tank. Yeah, right. Which is like nothing against the guy. Like you know, his channel's been successful, right? And I'm not naming because I don't want to be. Not that I've got like 600 subs. If I'm throwing shade, it's not going anywhere. But the guy's got like 2 million subs, right, or something like that. I think it's under that. So clearly people like his stuff. So it's like, yeah, and like that's what you like. Absolutely. I couldn't watch more than a couple because it was just a bit too samey for me. And also the genre of games he plays, not quite for me. What is this? This is not... Wait, is this the same rare I was just fighting? Or am I... Oh my god, they're both they're both physically resistant. That's a goddamn nightmare. Okay, hang on, sorry, let me just... How's the music level, Fufu? Is it alright? I just feel like I might need to turn it down a little bit, but if it's doing okay, I don't want to mess with it. Oh my god, getting through those two rares is going to be a bit of a challenge. Even through this guy is a challenge, from what I can remember. Alright, I might need to go back to... Might need to go back outside into the mud flats and just level up a little bit more. Yeah, we're not going to get through this guy. No. All right. I've never had to leave that encounter. What level am I? I'm a level 5, that's why. All right, let's have a really quick look. I don't think I have much in the way of uniques that I can put on this early. I think I'm still a bit too low level. But just anything that I can throw on would be helpful at this point in time. Yeah, I got nothing I can really throw on. That's pretty handy though to start off with. Grand Slam, okay, I can't put that on. That might help us a bit. Oh wait, can I use Grand Slam with that? Prize Mace. Oh, I think that's a no, right? Oh, is the music not coming through? Oh shit. Alright, there we go. Now there's a bit of music. I didn't realize it was that quiet. I was sitting here talking about it like it's like it could be it. Alright, we'll walk outside with this weapon and see if anyone can actually... If I can actually hit anyone with it. It's about the same level as the effects. Okay. Yeah, for me it's much louder, but obviously it's a bit varied. I was saying earlier, I generally, oh yeah, okay, I can't use Grand Slam with this, so more melee damage. Yeah, we'll just go for more melee damage. Yeah, no, I just, like I was saying earlier, like the Path of Exile music and effects and stuff, I usually have most of them muted until I get till later acts and stuff like that. Because going through the campaign is just, you know, I've played so much of it now that it's really mundane. It's kind of just going through the motions, you know? Alright, well, let's complete the mud flats. And hopefully that'll get us a level or two. Maybe another weapon would be nice. And then we can go back into The fetid pool, clear that out. Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, so I was, yeah. So I'm going to try to be more consistent. Going to try not out of schedule. I might aim for like, don't know. Might aim for like Tuesdays, Fridays, something like that. And then throw in other days where I can. Just finding the time, you know, it's a hard thing to balance when you like work full time. I was going to say on the side. This is on the side. At the gate, yeah. Yeah, I generally have a video playing while I'm going through. I only really have the music up after the campaign just so I can hear drops, you know. Like if I have something drop off screen, I want to make sure I can get it, not miss it. Although I guess if it drops off screen, it's like a tree falling in the woods and nobody's around, right? If I don't hear it, did it really happen? So that'll give us some strength, which would be good. That'd be nice too. Actually, that'll give us the intelligence we need. Yeah. Oh, I forgot this song was in this playlist. I don't mind a bit of like dubsteppy music, but that's a bit too much for me. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be streaming. Might end up playing a bit more arena later, perhaps Tarkov Arena, something like that. Okay, I'll take the copper sword. So we'll see. But I do want to try and get this. I do want to get to late game with Bone Shatter. I played it maybe maybe 2 or 3 leagues ago. Oh. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 actually. I definitely didn't play it last league, and I'm not sure if I played the league before that. Honestly, can't remember anymore. But I really like that build, and after playing, I was just playing a minion build, so after getting through that, it'll be quite nice. Oh, fuck's sake! I always forget that certain weapons don't allow certain skills. I get this sword, I'm super ready for it. I'm like, oh wait, can't use that. When you play PoE, Bufu, do you play with friends or you just play solo? I always find like I'll sometimes start playing with friends, but then you just like you kind of out level each other, or you know, somebody gets further on. And then in the late game, like I don't know, I rarely play with people. I feel like for this game, unless I might be incorrect, but I feel like most people just play solo, right? I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I was just in a different space at the time, but... Yeah, I know. The damage I'm doing at the moment is fucking pathetic. I just need to get a few levels in and I should be right. I was going to say, can I complete the fetid pool now? Problem was, I just pushed through those early areas way too fast. I should have slowed down and taken some time. I do have some uniques, but I also should not probably be taking wisps or anything. I do have some uniques, but I don't think I have anything particularly helpful. Alright, it hasn't reset yet. So we'll go the other way. Hopefully get a level in. I was hoping to get to level 9 or something so I can at least put on the boots, but... I might have to see if I can't get through the enemies here. I might actually have to take a look at what uniques I do have. I skimmed through, but don't know. Or see if there's maybe a supplementary skill or something I can put on. I don't quite have the full mental capacity, I'll say, for building in PoE. I can get my way there, but I need to kind of sit there and think about it for a while. So on the fly while I'm streaming, I'm like, I don't want to have to sit here and just be like, do I go down here? Like, nah, I'll fix it later. Yeah, like that's it. Like, occasionally me and a friend will have like our characters that we only play together. But then, like, I don't know, you want to play your other class, and it's just... Also with the, like, shared loot as well. So I feel like we often just end up playing the game, but playing it separately. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, no, I'll get through it. We'll get there. Oh well, my portal's there, so if I need to, fucking hell. Honestly, the fucking skeletons. Come on. I was hoping to get another level in before I got to him, so I could try to get something. I just needed to find a fucking mana flask. That was it, really. Just so I had a little bit more mana, because I'm gonna run out. Oh, maybe I won't. I think I'm gonna run out before I can actually get him down. Come on, please. No. Come on. There we are. All right, we got it. See, we get there. Well, I can't use blades with this ability. The rest of it's whatever. All right, I do need to. Oh. I'm gonna have to kill those rares though. That's gonna be annoying. Okay, at least we got this though. So we got some strength. Alright, let's go. Come on. It's the physical resistance that's unfortunate. Hope you can get your friends interested in PoE too. Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting actually. I wonder if they... I don't think they have any plans to make it more like beginner friendly. Not saying your friends need it to be beginner friendly, but this has such a steep learning curve and there's such a barrier to entry, right? I mean, you're looking at me playing now, like I've played this game quite a bit, but like if you jump into this with no experience and you're trying to level a melee character, like it's gonna look like this but worse. You know, like I've avoided, I don't know, not avoided, but I've not full cleared the areas before this. And like trying to get through this guy right now. But it's part of the quest, so I have to get through him, you know? I think it's almost harder as well if you have people who've come from games like Diablo, where it's very beginner friendly, very casual. You know, like you pick it up instinctively, you know everything that's going on. It like holds your hand a lot. Whereas you come to Path of Exile, it's like it just starts taking your balls and just slapping them. There we go. Oh, those are actually... Oh, well, I wish I could put... I always do this to myself, so I should have brought some more wisdom scrolls, but it's fine. Alright, where's the second boy? Oh, we'll sell that bow. There he is. But hey, we're getting through it. I know my friends already are like dying for PoE too. The problem is going to be, and I don't really know if you were here, I think you may have joined while I was talking about it, Fufu, was the way they're rolling out the beta, right? And I think I've talked about it on stream when you've been around. About how it's going to be like wave based, or people who are active, or people who have spent like money on the game, or on the microtransactions. Like actually, you definitely were here because I remember talking about it to you. I'm definitely going to be thinking about spending money so that I can try to get in. I will just have to double check that they actually confirmed that's how they're doing it. But yeah, like I won't be able to sit by for months and watch people play this game and not play it myself. I won't be able to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Like people, I did make a brief beginner guide for this game, which was honestly not my best video. I kind of wish I hadn't posted that and I'd put more effort into it, but here we are. In like my beginner guide, I said follow a build. Like don't even fuck around, just follow a build. This game, unless you really like a slog and a challenge, it's really important that you know what you're doing as you level through. Because so many people, because I think I follow the Path of Exile subreddit. So many people get to like Act 6 or 7 and they're just like, I'm dying all the time, I don't understand what's happening, and they just don't have resistances. Because the game doesn't really tell you they're that important. You know, it does take resistances from you, but it doesn't really explain the importance of it. Yeah, we want the Ancestor Totem. Go on there for now. I was gonna say, I've never used Seal Skin. Is that something I can just put on my... and then use it as I move? Oops. Almost fucking missed the reward. I've already forgotten where I was going with that now. But yeah, like I won't be able to just sit by and watch watch other people play. I won't be able to do it. I'm too weak. It's money for sure. They at least have good looking way. Yeah, and look, yeah, like the microtransactions are a bit expensive from memory. But at the same time, like they are absolutely optional. Like, and it is the only monetization they have. So I'm not particularly bothered. Like the only money I've spent, I think, is for these, like the tabs, right? The currency tabs, and I think he bought these, and maybe I bought some additional tabs. I can't quite remember how it worked. I think I had some belts I could wear, right? Level 8, I can wear this. Nah, it's fine for a little while once I need it. I'm glad I already have this. This is going to be good for my Bone Shatter build. Mace, Soviet maces I can use. That one I can use at 28. What do I need? What can I use? I can use staves. Increase dead. Okay, well, currently I'm using a Driftwood Club, so anything is honestly going to be better with none of them. It's only that one. Fuck it. Of course it's two-hander. Ground Slam. Put that there for now. Alright. So yeah, like I wouldn't mind, like I wouldn't hate putting more money into it, right? Supporting the devs, getting in. Yeah, alright, I can Ground Slam. Yeah, I agree. The tabs are almost, yeah, I'd say almost a necessity. Like if you were true endgame, like fighting Uber Elder and stuff like that, and you didn't have the tabs, I'd be pretty surprised. And I think you'd spend a lot of time organizing your stash, right? You'd spend so much time. Even if you were only keeping the currency, maybe you were selling absolutely everything else. You know, you had no interest in doing more than one build. You'd be spending so much time in the inventory management. I think for me, like in my first few leagues, like I'd get to endgame and then I'd just kind of start again. I never really committed to the endgame all that much. Because again, I was just confused, and it was a little less clear back then. Right, like now these days, it's pretty clear what's going on. But even then, I still have to Google stuff sometimes, and that's crazy to think about. Oh. But like, also, if you get to endgame, I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't want to say it's reasonable that you should spend money. It's a free-to-play game, but at that point, it's like you've got your hours. You can afford to throw them a couple of bucks, you know. And they're not. I can't remember the pricing exactly, but I remember it being pretty fucking reasonable. Well, I didn't come here to pick up wisps. I came here more to find. I want to find. I can't remember which, a hunter, so I can get the little. So I can get the extra inventory slots. Yeah, like most free-to-play games, I don't spend any money. I'm really not happy with the fact I got wisps everywhere now. Yeah, most free-to-play games, I don't bother spending anything. I don't know why I'm even looking at this that closely. Does it really matter? Does it really matter at this point in time? Probably not. Yeah, so most I just ignore. But yeah, I think it would be hard to ignore in late game. But I can't say I've ever seen anyone complain about it, because I think the majority of the community, or maybe all of the community, understand that yes, at that point you should probably throw them a couple of dollars and buy the stash tabs. I remember, it'd be interesting if you remember this, Futa, if you paid attention at all. I don't expect you to, but years ago, I want to say it was like 2018, 2019, one of the IGN reviewers reviewed this game. Did you ever see that? It was fucking ridiculous. It was the most ridiculous thing. It was the craziest review I've ever seen, and it got mocked relentlessly. Because I think the guy, and I'd have to watch it again because it was so long ago. I remember the guy said he took like, I think he said like 70 hours to get through the campaign or something like that, which is a long, it's so incredibly long. I can't imagine spending that long trying to get through this campaign. And then he just stopped playing and he finished a review, and he made no comments, no comments on the end game. He played the campaign and finished his review. It's like, my dude, you played like, I don't know, I don't know what you'd call it, 20% of the game. Crazy stuff. Oh yeah. I most like, if I watch a review or I listen to a review or whatever, I'm also watching it to like see a bit of gameplay. That's more so what I'm doing. And then I'll also kind of half listen, but the majority of the time, yeah, they're just talking shit, so it's kind of whatever. But that was the craziest shit. You maybe shouldn't watch it, but I remember it came out and I was just like, I was baffled. I remember Googling, I'm like, are people pissed off about this? And they were. Just, yeah, nuts. But yeah, it's not a channel yeah, I know. And it's one of those and I was thinking about this today. It's one of those things where like IGN and games journalism had its space when I was a kid, right? Like I'd watch IGN videos and stuff like that because, you know, YouTubers weren't like a massive thing. You couldn't easily like look up a game and find somebody with a review. It was kind of them, and there were a few YouTubers who did it, but they were pretty much on par with IGN and stuff like that. Whereas these days, like, there's so many better places I can find that information, and so many more that seem more reliable as well, which is part of the problem. Yeah, we'll go for the max life. I need to up my damage at some point though. It was just absolutely wild. I'll have to revisit that. I'll have to listen to it again. He's this way, right? Yeah, there he is. But yeah, Path of Exile 2. Oof. Oof. Can't wait. I think I told you, I've booked time off. I'll be there. I'll be fucking streaming it. Well, I want to say day one, if I were to get in day one. Which is... Actually, I don't really need chest armor. Probably questionable if I'm likely to be part of that. Well, I mean, when I spend a fuckload of money to make sure I am. Okay, I'm not level 9 yet. We're close though. Sure. Barely even paid any attention. I might keep that shield just in case. No, I won't. Just get rid of it. I forgot to sell that, so I'm just going to get rid of it. You look it up. It was funny in the sense of you sit there watching it and you're just like, you're just waiting for him to talk about endgame and then he never does. And it's just like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what's happening? Yeah, let me see. I'm going to see if I can find it as well, actually. Because I remember the craziest thing was like, yeah, the IGN review. Yeah, 2018. I'm not gonna. I don't want to play it, but you can't see like to dislike ratio anymore, can you? Yeah, it's just the review section it's only 4 minutes long. Imagine reviewing Path of Exile in 4.5 minutes. Like, I'm gonna leave that there and watch that later. To be honest, I'm gonna watch that later. What was I gonna say something else. It was crazy to me that they didn't. I don't know, redo it. Do a part 2, re-upload. I don't know. If I'd got that much negative feedback about one of my videos and I'd missed, if I'd played a game and I somehow missed 75% of that game in my review, and then people in the comments were like, what the fuck, dude? You need to look at that again. I would do that. I would do it. And I'd either upload it as a part 2, or I would just re-upload the whole thing. The thing is though as well, right? If they uploaded Path of Exile review part 2, it would have got a fuckload of views because people would have been like, have they done it right this time? Like, it would have got the traffic, so there would have been a benefit to doing it, not only for the monetary value, but also it would have at the moment they just look like fucking idiots. They released a review that wasn't done. I don't know why I'm getting worked up about this fucking 6 years after the review, because at the moment they just look like fucking idiots. If they went back, looked at it, sorted it out, the community would at least be like, appreciate that. At least you went back and did it. Good on you. I've just realized my HUD's, when I open the menu, the HUD expands to the outside, but if I'm out of the menu, it comes in. That's weird. I'm just going to quickly grab a drink. I'll be back. You can watch that review if you want. I'll be like 2 minutes. shit, fucking hit my mic. Oh. Once again, I'm gonna quickly fuck around with my air conditioning. Well, it's pretty good today. It's no longer 40 degrees. Alright. He gave it a 7.6. Yeah. Dickhead. Like actual dickhead. What was I doing here? Ah, it's alright, I just gotta go through. Like I was gonna do something, but I've forgotten. It'll come to me at some point. But yeah, Cray, and like I imagine the reviewer, right? I imagine he was. I just don't know how it took him so long to get through the game. Although I guess to be fair, I've been struggling. Maybe he did this. Maybe he went a melee build. And he had obviously maybe doesn't have much experience with, you know, ARPGs. And he was just getting absolutely fucking smacked the whole time. Maybe he thought this was how it was supposed to be. Because it's not easy to pick up and play. Like, you know, you play a game like Diablo and you have to, you know, the game tells you you've got to level up, you can get a new skill, and the options are just there in front of you. This game, it's like, you're a marauder. Do you just want to put in slam? Oh yeah, and then if you don't bother putting in any support gems, or if you don't level correctly, or if you don't have correct items, yeah, good luck. Fucking good luck. Whereas that's just not a problem in games like Diablo, so maybe he was just a Diablo enjoyer, and that's just how he ended up. Oh, but yeah, PoE 2. Oof. Oh, I think I'll make quite a bit of PoE 2. Will I make a lot of PoE 2 content? I love playing Path of Exile, but it's not a game I want to make videos on. You know, not particularly anyway. I'll at least make one. I'll play it for an hour and then I'll make a review when it's in beta. Obviously a joke. I assume everyone got that. I know Fufu got that, but I'm assuming everyone. Hang on, I need to go in here because I really need to find out that person. I don't think I really... Oh, actually, no, I did want the intelligence. Oh, do I need it? I don't technically need it at the moment. What's that? Steel skin. Okay, I need more red... I need more fucking red slots, though. So we're doing this for the move speed. For 23%. Yeah, fuck it. Accuracy rating's always good. Yeah, no, you're all good. You're all good, Fufu. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to keep myself in a habit of just talking to talk, you know what I mean? In the event that one day I get a second viewer, it's probably important they don't come into me just sitting here fucking mouth breathing, looking at the screen. Oh, I completely forgot I had this totem, to be honest with you. That's more loot than I expected. I would have my loot filter on, but at the moment it's probably not getting rid of much stuff. I probably don't need the boots. I'll grab them anyway to look at them. I do want to just put that on there. Yep, there we go. So yeah, maybe when PoE 2 comes out, I'll definitely stream it. I'll definitely stream a bit. I don't think I had... The problem is, so if you're making PoE 2 video... just any Path of Exile video, right? If you're making Path of Exile videos, I feel like you need the... I feel like you're... like, I don't know what kind of videos you're making. I guess early on you're making, I don't know, whatever kind of videos. But it's not the kind of game where you can just make a... like a narrative-driven video, or like a video where you're just having fun with your friends. Because the gameplay to watch isn't really that exciting when it's just a video. Like, you need to have some engagement. Like, you need to be talking to people. Like, even with editing, it's not something I feel like you could make like it's just super exciting. And I don't think I have the intelligence to make good builds. You know, like I'm not one of those people who's going to be like, hey, this is how you min-max to get to whatever the Uber Elder equivalent is going to be in PoE 2. I could just do the super basic beginner guide type thing. So we'll see, but I'll definitely stream it. Because it'll probably be the only game I'll be playing for a fucking while. I am really looking forward to Dragon's Dogma though. Dragon's Dogma 2. Oh, there we go. We finally got a second mana flask, unless I've just missed them as I've been going through. Which I think comes out in March, if I'm not mistaken. Did I not pick up the mana flask? Oh, I did. It just went straight into the slot. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I never played the first one though, to be honest. I think I'm pretty confident I own it on Steam. I just haven't played it. So I'm looking forward to that. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm really disappointed though that it's not multiplayer. Quite disappointed. Well, not co-op. Quite disappointed in that. I understand the first one wasn't, and it was a specific choice because you have like pawns. Like your AI companions. But it looks like it'd be such a good game with friends. It looks so good. I don't know if that's something somebody could mod in at some point. Kind of like how people modded in co-op to Elden Ring, or like persistent co-op. But I guess that already had a co-op system, right? Which is different. Well, actually, I don't know shit about modding, so I'm just talking out my ass. But yeah, it's pretty much just Dragon's Dogma to look forward to be honest. And then PoE 2. Or actually, you know what? There is a game coming out next week, which I did make a video on, which is Enshrouded. I'm optimistic for that game, but I'm a little worried it's not going to have legs for me. I'm a little worried that it's going to be a bit too samey in terms of gameplay, because like base building is a bit of a thing in that game, like crafting and construction, and I'm not really interested in that. You know, the combat I didn't mind in the demo I played. It was pretty good. But I'm a little concerned that alone, the combat alone and the exploration, I'm worried those systems won't quite be deep enough to carry that game for me long term. Well, I was talking about Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma 2, which comes out in March. So that's probably the one you may be responding to. Yeah, maybe I might have to have a look at one, see what the gameplay looks like. I don't think I have the commitment to play it. Like, I think I'll just play 2 when 2 comes out. Because it looks pretty good. It looks really good. But yeah, I'm just disappointed there's no co-op to it. I'll still play it. But it looks like it's a game that would be so incredibly good with friends. Like, looking at some of the combat and stuff, it almost looks... Because it's made by Capcom. Yeah, it's made by Capcom. It almost looks... It's like... I said this to Cameron the other day. My friend Cameron. It's like fantasy Monster Hunter, which is funny because Monster Hunter is obviously some kind of fantasy. But, you know, it's got like trolls and stuff. Because some of the gameplay clips I've seen... You know, they're like climbing up a troll's back and shit like that and like stabbing it, and all these other people are casting spells and stuff with this troll. And I'm like, why can't you just do that with friends? It'd be so good. Just like Monster Hunter. Like, me and my friends played Monster Hunter for ages. So good. But yeah, it's just not gonna have it. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's just a bit rough. Okay, so I think people have made videos, but I have not watched any of them about how to find specific things in the mist. And I think one of the suggestions is to like follow the blue wisps, right? And I think that should take you to the hunter. Again, no real clue, so I might just be spreading some misinformation there. I was going to watch a video on it, but then I was like, I just can't be bothered. I'm not that committed to this mechanic. I don't mind it. And I've not got to the point where I can do like the super juiced maps you referred to earlier. Because I keep starting new classes. Like I started one, can't remember what I started with, to be honest. Now I'm doing, and then I did a mage minion build. Now I'm doing this bone shatter build, but I'm not even to the end. I'm only at like mid-tier maps. Don't know why. The minion build just got messy, right? Because I had mage skeletons. But one of the problems with that, that's right, I took it off. I didn't have room. Yeah, one of the problems with mage skeletons was they're all firing projectiles. I gave them greater projectiles, so they're all firing a fuckload of projectiles. And then I gave them the return projectiles. So they're all got like 8 different skeletons, all shooting out 5 different bullets, and then they all return 5 different bullets, and you got 8 of them doing it. So the screen is just a mess. Yeah, I thought it was, yeah, follow the wisps, yeah. Which I guess makes sense. It'd be weird if it was anything but that, right? What are we doing? Travel Prisoners Gate. Yeah, it's fine. Well, now that we have this unique stuff and everything else on, we're getting through it. Oh, I do need to use my totem a bit more. And spinny wheels. What is it about this this enemy type, right? Like this skeleton tied to a wheel. Is this something? Is this like a thing? Because obviously in Dark Souls they have the same enemy type. Or do they just take inspiration from each other? Because I every time I see that enemy type, I'm like, is this based in some kind of fantasy, or like, God forbid it's based in some kind of reality? Do they used to tie people to wheels? I think this is tie them to racks and like stretch them out. Which, God, my back could do with one of those at the moment. There's got to be a moment, right, when somebody's on one of those stretching racks where it just feels really good. Where it's just like, oh, that's the spot. That's like perfect. And then it gets fucked, you know, then it's bad. Because then it's a bit too far. Like these guys, these ones here. There's got to be something to do with them. Where am I going? Probably into that. That will keep me in two-hander, but eventually I'll be using an axe, so I want to be doing that. You tried out a totem build and you started, there were so many spell effects. That's actually, that's probably why I'm playing Bone Shadow at the moment. The amount of fucking effects that were on my screen at one time when I had the mage skeletons, because I also had the zombies, I also had the relics, which came with the Templar, one of the Templar specializations. And I can't remember the name of the Templar minion you get from his one of his sentences. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I'd have him too. It was just an absolute mess. Oh God, he's pushing me around. It's random unique. They definitely used to tie. Okay, they did tie people to wheels. Okay, might be a reference to Dark Souls. Probably just a medieval torture thing, to be honest. I thought I remember hearing somewhere that the encounters are in like a diamond shape. Obviously, but I don't know in what respect. So I think if you find one, I think if you find two, you can then work out where the other two are, type deal. But again, I've not looked into it enough, so I don't know if I'm again just talking shit. 1000% of melee physical damage taken reflected to the attacker. I mean, is that worth wearing? I don't even know if that's worth wearing, to be honest. It gives you max life, fire resist, evasion rating. I mean, that's only helpful if they're doing melee. Nah, fuck it. I'm just not gonna wear that. I don't think that would be fantastic. It's gonna be helpful against some, but I'm just gonna end up replacing it pretty soon. Oh, I can go back to the encampment. We'll do that really quick. And that in. Oh yeah, how's your Fufu build gone? I've done the Bone Shatter build a couple of times, so I kind of have most of an idea about where I need to go. Fuck it, that's my Ancestral Protector. Okay, we'll swap that out. I don't think faster attacks is particularly good at the moment, but that's what I got. I always liked Arc Totems. Arc Totems is a build I really enjoy. I played it to death. Actually, I think that may have been the first build I used to do... oh, we missed the thing there, but it's whatever. To do like Uber and Elder and stuff like that, I think was Arc Totems. It's a relatively safe build, obviously, because it's that totem build. I like going back to, again, I can't remember if I was talking about this before you joined, Fufu. I'm not too sure. I'll have to keep my good discussions for when you arrive. I was talking about I'd watched the interview the PoE2 game director and one of the devs did with I think it was Ziggy D and some other people. And they also talked in that interview about the use of like the totem skills like Ancestral Protector and stuff, because in pretty much every melee build it's a requirement, right? Because it's like you're nerfing yourself if you don't use it, in the same way that like auras are like I don't know if I've ever played a build that didn't have auras. Right, because again, you're just leaving money on the table, not using it. Because late game, I can't think of a build where you're burning through mana faster than you can really regenerate it. So you just end up having auras. So in PoE2, they're moving away from that, and they're going to have like a spirit system. So you can have auras, but you actually need to spec into having them. Like spec heavily into spirit to keep those going. And they're also going to move away from having totems like this. I hope they do have still some kind of totems. But they're going to move away from having totems that, like, what does this one do? Because I don't even know what it does, like, off the top of my head, you know, in any specific detail. Yeah, that's right. It gives you more attack speed. Because the one that gives attack speed and there's one that gives survivability from memory. And just every melee build uses it because you need it. Probably your strongest build so far. Oh, that's because the amount of currency. Yeah. I've read a lot that this league has been kind of fucked for that. Like, people just have so much currency. I don't know if the economy's kept up with that though, right? Like, it should have in some degree. Need to get a movement skill. But hey, at least we're doing damage now, right? Like, the start was rough, but now we're getting there. I'll pick up the belts. What is my belt? I remember it was strength, more max life. Okay, so it's not insane. Like, if we find a decent belt in the future, we can move away from it. I tend not to look too much at my itemization probably until about Act 3 or 4. So if you see me looking at stuff that's definitely better than what I'm wearing, it's because I'm barely looking, like, to be honest with you. Like, I looked at those two belts there, didn't actually pay attention. Yeah, I'm like, oh, rare. Look at it, shiny. Put it on. I think they said they would love to have totems like this, but only if they make it work. Yeah. Yeah, they want to move away from having, which is great that they're thinking of. And like, this is what I want from a developer. Is they're like, oh, everyone uses, because the way Blizzard would have looked at that is, oh, everyone uses auras. They like auras. Put in more auras. It's like, no, people use auras because they're a necessity. Like, you have to. You don't want that stuff. You don't want that. You don't want that in a build. It's not the worst. And look, the meta will always move towards what's the most efficient. But what's most efficient shouldn't be, oh, I've clicked a button and just left it on because it is what it is. Well, it's not what you want it to be anyway. It's not engaging gameplay. Like, whenever I put on auras, I'm just like, yep, put them on, and then don't think about it ever again until I die. Put it on again, don't think about it ever again. I'm not really thinking about the benefits it's giving me either, because I'm not interacting with it. And I think it hasn't... Yeah. Yeah, you can farm divines so easily. Not that I've done it this league, but... I've read about all the fucking loot explosions and stuff. Yeah, okay, let's get some good damage going. And I still feel burnt from fucking Diablo as well. This is probably not likely to get accuracy rating. This gives me 100% increased physical damage, so this is probably going to be best in slot for a while. Yeah, so good, so good. This game is just incredible. This is one of the games I've put the most, well, yeah, one of the games I've put the most hours into. The game I put the most hours into is almost certainly League of Legends. Me and my friends used to play that just religiously. That was our main game for the longest time. Now it just makes me sick to think about it. Can't stand it. But goddamn, what a money-making just machine that game is, eh? So you got a single map that they make occasional changes to. They do have to make champions, that's true. But like, the amount of... I was talking to a friend, so one of my friends owns every... Oh, actually, no, he doesn't anymore. But for a while, he owned every League of Legends skin. And that was recently that he owned them all, like maybe last year or a year before, something like that, so... But they release just a ridiculous amount of cosmetics. Although I don't know in comparison how many grinding gear games release. Didn't take me for a LOL player. It's because I'm not anymore, I guess. Like at one point I was, but Jesus Christ, I just can't look at that game anymore. It was mostly because I played it with friends, right? I used to play it a little bit solo, but it was more so just a social activity. What I really struggle with League is just the problem is you get stuck in you get held hostage for 40 minutes, right? You're either having fun for 40 minutes because you're in a good game, or you're held hostage for 40 minutes because you're in a dog shit game. And I think that's why it was fun when I was playing it with friends, because we made up the majority of the team, so it was kind of like whatever. You know, there were usually 3 of us. If there was 2 of us, it was still fine. But the problem with League is, you know, if you spend 3 hours playing League, you're playing 3 to 4 games, most likely. And if somebody decides to troll, oh my god, he's wisp empowered. If somebody decides to troll one of your games, well, that's 40 minutes of you just fucking sitting there eating parts. Like, you can't do anything. You're just sitting there having an awful time. And then if you go into the next game and hey, somebody DCs, you're about to play half an hour of just having a bad time. I mean, you can surrender. But yeah, it's when people hold you hostage or like there've been so many games, right, where I feel like I'm getting a weird amount of uniques. This happened so many times where I didn't mean to pick those up. I probably should start looking. Actually, I do need more red slots, so fuck it. Let's have a quick look at this. There's been so many times where I'm in a game of League of Legends. It's been going for honestly like 45 minutes. And there's going to be like one more team fight and then it's over and it's like, please, for the love of God, let's just get there. And then some guy decides, nah. Or like, I had this happen once, right, where I was helping a guy take blue buff. We were maybe like 45 minutes into a game. We were pushing, we wanted to get Baron. And I'm like, he's going for blue buff. So I'm like, I'm going to help you. And stupidly, not stupidly, I put a dot on it. I put like damage over time on it. And he had I can't remember who he was playing. But I remember he had an ability that could have just done a ton of damage to it. Not smite, because we needed that for Baron. But he could have just done a ton of damage to it and killed it. But he tried to kill it with an auto attack. And then my dot killed it, so I got the blue buff. And he's like, AFK, Jacko stole my blue. And then he just walked over to base and just stopped after 45 fucking minutes. And it was stuff like that. Like I can't play it again after that. You know what I mean? And the community is just so toxic. Oh, but the main thing was, you know, you're in a game with 9 other people if you're playing solo. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of individual expression in the game for me. You know, like your game is decided by the other people. Like in a small percentage of games, your actions are gonna, you know, win you the game, and you can always have some influence over the game. But if there's a team diff, there's a team diff, and there's no getting past that. You know, like if you're playing with nothing but bronzes and they have diamonds, try your heart out, but most likely you're gonna lose. So I much prefer single player experiences now. Or experiences where I have a larger impact on the game. But yeah, it's a tough game. Tough game to play. I have not paid any attention as I've been walking through here. I could have walked past the person, I wouldn't have noticed. I was too busy ranting about League of Legends. But yeah, I just prefer I did click this, right? I did. I do need travel lines though. Yeah, so I prefer like Tarkov and stuff. Even though in Tarkov, same thing, you can just die without any chance to fight back. Take leap slam. Vitality. I think I'm tank enough. I'm gonna take leap slam just for the movement, to be honest. Yeah, I like that you didn't take me for a LoL player. Who do you think a LoL player is? Why do I still have that in here? Oh, I've got too many of those. Okay, I'll just sell it. Honestly, selling something for a scroll fragment, I'd almost rather just delete it. Half the time I just delete items because I'm like, I can't be bothered. If I miss something, can't be bothered going back. Alright, I'm enjoying doing some damage now. That's I appreciate that. Still saying about most multiplayer competitive games. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like and like obviously, you know, I play League of Legends, and like my win rate in League, I can't remember what it is. It's over 50%. Is fine. I've unfortunately got a friend who is under 50%. But it's that thing, right, where you play 1,000 games and you'll even out where you're supposed to be, right? Like eventually, I'm just standing in fire. The mean will, medium, whatever it is, you'll catch up to where you should be. The problem is though, the slog to get there, brutal. And yeah, I think I just had too many nights where, yeah, my team decided what happened in the game because somebody trolled or somebody did whatever. Every now and then one of my friends baits me back in and we play like 2 games and I just can't handle it. And because it's competitive, people get toxic and it's just, yeah, it's a whole thing. It was a personality thing. No, it's all good. It's all good. I didn't take any offense. More of a shooter guy. I'm an everything guy. Like I'm really, I transcend genres. No, I honestly play everything. It's like, it's a bit of a thing with me and my friends. Is like, one of my friends is pretty much just a League guy or a Call of Duty guy. Like he'll play Call of Duty. He plays Tarkov with us occasionally as well. One of my friends, Cameron, he's more of an ARPG or a shooter guy. He can't really play solo anymore. Like he can't really play single player games. It's mostly multiplayer. Whereas for me, like I play RTS, I'll play MOBAs, I'll play shooters, I'll play ARPGs, I'll play puzzle games. Like I'm just looking for a challenge. I'm looking for something that stimulates me, is interesting, challenges me. Or like this, I'm looking for something that hits those dopamine receptors, right? You know, you see loot drop, you're like, fuck yeah. I do like a grind, but it has to be an enjoyable grind. HOT, is that Heroes of the Storm? HOT Heroes. Yeah, is it Heroes of the Storm? HOTS? Didn't they close that down? Or is that, no, that's not, is that still going? For some reason I thought they shut that game down. Alright, let's find this motherfucking... Oh, my extra inventory slots. Not that I'm using them that much anymore at the moment, but... This boy is strong. Gotcha. I'm exactly the same, I think. Oh. Any and all kind of games. Mostly deciding a case. Yeah, I'm case by case. Like I was talking about Enshrouded. Again, I can't remember if you were here or not, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself straight to you. I'm definitely gonna pick up Enshrouded next week when it releases. Which is more like a Zelda game. It's a bit of a Zelda mixed with like Elden Ring style game, that one, from what I've played and what I've seen. Because the challenge looks, the combat looks challenging. My worry is the rest of the game is, for me, is going to be boring. Like, I'm not really a base building guy in games. Although I don't mind like some city sim builders and stuff like that. Like I enjoy, have you ever played RimWorld, or if you've seen RimWorld? I can love games like RimWorld. I love Terraria. Holy shit, me and Cameron used to play Terraria all the goddamn time. Such a good game. They didn't close servers but stopped official support, so it's basically dead. Yeah, I mean, once they stop doing anything for it, it's gonna be gone. I played I want to say 4 or 5 games of Heroes of the Storm. I mean, my friends tried it when it came out. They were just too late. They were too late to the MOBA party. And I don't think they did it very well. I can't remember why I wasn't a fan. To be honest, the reason I probably wasn't, I think they were just too late. I think the majority of their audience were already playing MOBAs. Like the people they were after. And I think the problem with MOBAs is trying to get into that, genre of game is people are like what they are used to. So for me, I actually tried to play, well, I don't want to say tried to play, but I've played a little bit of Dota and I played a bit of Heroes of the Storm. But when I played both of those games, I was like, why don't I just play League of Legends? Like, yeah, there's some differences. But I was like, I've already got a MOBA to play. And there's not enough difference in those games to me. I don't, maybe that's just me, but that's not a good way to describe it. I don't know. This was really close to Ship's Graveyard. Yeah, I'm going to actually ask my friends about if they want to play Enshrouded. I'm just not sure. It's one of those games, I'm just not sure how well it's gonna run. I think it'll be at worst, I think it'll be a fine experience. I think there's a chance there for it to be really good. What I played was really enjoyable, but it's just little bits and pieces I'm a little bit worried about. But yeah, like, it was funny actually. So I played a couple of games of Dota back in the day because I played League. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a whirl, right? Give it a try. Maybe I'll like it. And I didn't mind it. And because I played League, they must have put me in a queue with people who are brand new to MOBAs because I was brand new to the game at the time. So I was absolutely killing. Like, I was absolutely slapping because I'd experienced it. Obviously put me in a new person queue. But almost like smurfing essentially, but it was obviously a different game. And I remember one match I played. Actually, I can't remember who I played, but somebody was playing Wisp, and Wisp could teleport you, and maybe still can, I don't know. They could like teleport you across the map, and the guy fucked up, and he teleported me into like pretty much the very edge of the map, even maybe off the map, like into the trees, and I couldn't move. And then the game ended up kicking me for being inactive, and I was like, don't need this. I'm just gonna go back to League. Oh, okay, yeah, through the shorter games and the multiple maps, I could see that being a big selling point. Problem for me was I played it while I was still enjoying League of Legends. That's well and truly gone. So maybe if, yeah, shorter matches, I could see being a big plus. Because holy shit, like I've been in some hour-long League matches, and you just want to die by the end of it. And the problem with long matches like that, it becomes less about skill and more, well, I guess that is technically skill. It just becomes more about who gets caught out first. And then it just kind of feels bad when it's your team over theirs. Like, it doesn't feel good when you've been playing a really good game for 50 minutes and then you've stepped a toe out of line and you've died. And then they just run through you, like walk through your team, and it's because the death time is so long. I remember I was playing a match with my friend Sam. And it was that. It'd been going for like 45, 50 minutes. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to backdoor. And I'm like, okay, just be careful. You know, they're all missing. I'm like trying to give him fucking hints. But they are all missing. He's like, no, I got this. I'm going to... And then no, he wasn't trying to backdoor. He caught Veigar. And he thought he caught him out of position. So he like chases him all the way down the lane. Veigar flashes and he keeps chasing. And I was just like... I was watching it happen. I was just like, oh my God. And then 2 people just come out of a bush and he dies. And it was like near their inhibitor. And he's like, no, it's fine. It'll be fine. They'd finished the game free respawn. Like, they just walked through us. Because it was so late in the game, everyone's full build, so any lead we had was just gone. Oh, what are you doing here? And and afterwards he's like, oh, I really thought I had it. I'm like, I know you did. And it was fine. Like, it was, at that point, wasn't taking it seriously, but It was just so funny. But it was like the perfect thing is like, it was my friend in that instance. So it's like one person made a decision, and for that, the rest of the team lost. And that's just the nature of the game, though, right? Like that's just what it is. So you can't get too mad about it. Yeah, yeah. What were some of the Heroes of the Storm issues? Like, what were the problems there? Big thing for League, like I think League's a damn good game. The problem for me though is just, and again, you can't fix it. It's just the community. The community is so toxic. It's funny actually because we were chatting about this on stream the other day, right? It was we were chatting about how they used to have the tribunal. Actually, I don't even want to look at that. It doesn't have the colors I want. Yeah, we were chatting about the tribunal. And one of the big things for me is the toxicity that kind of pushed me out of it and made me lose interest. Because every game you had someone telling someone to like kill themselves, get fucked. You had people intentionally fucking with other people in the match. And like, it just didn't feel like they did anything about that at all. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, that's every multiplayer game, right? Like, no matter what game you're in, there's going to be trolls. Like Tarkov. Like Tarkov, there's cheaters. Actually, speaking of cheaters in Tarkov, like this is something I'm quite happy with. They've introduced some kind of instant feedback report. So I logged in maybe yesterday, day before. No, it wasn't. I don't know. Logged in at some point just to like dick around for a little bit. And it like gave me an automated message like, oh, hey, you know, you made 2 reports on these dates and that resulted in player bans. And I was like, that's good. That's what you need. You feed back to the player that, hey, we're doing something. Like, you know, you reported people and that person actually got banned. It didn't tell me who it was, but it didn't tell me who got banned. But like, you need to show your player base you're doing stuff. I really wish I could just get a job as like a video game consultant or something. Like, I have no formal education or experience, but just trust me. I've played so many games. I know what fucking people want to see. But I think developers know that, right? I think most developers have that knowledge, but they get hamstrung into not being able to apply it. Either because of financial constraints, or in obviously in large organizations, it becomes an executive issue where executives make fucking decisions that don't make any goddamn sense. I think I should swap the Sunder now. Yeah, I should. Thought I hadn't put either of these on. Why am I keeping these? What am I doing here? Get rid of those. Oh shit, there's another one right there. Yeah, let's go for more damage, eh? Oh, that says elemental resistances. That... we don't really need those right now, so I think we're doing fine. I think we'll be alright. Although, I don't know if that's... I don't know if we necessarily need the damage. I do need accuracy rating at some point, but I don't need that yet. Yep. Bad matchmaking, greedy... oh, well... of course there was going to be greedy monetization. Fucking Blizzard, man. Like... that... I wonder how many more years they have left in them. WoW's going to keep them going. WoW is probably going to keep that company afloat for a long time. And look, they're never going to go under, I don't think. But they... did they ever get it? Wait, did they end up getting acquired by Microsoft? Weren't they going to be acquired by Microsoft? Wasn't that a thing? That might actually be good for that fucking developer. I don't... because Activision Blizzard have been at a clusterfuck. Or just Activision in general, alright? And the thing is, what was I watching? I wish I could credit who I'm about to relate this to. But I can't think about who it was. I can't remember. I was watching a video and they were talking about like FIFA and the monetization in FIFA and how fucking dog shit those games are. Like they barely change them year to year, but like you have to buy like the microtransactions you buy in FIFA 23, you don't get in 24. Like you have to buy shit again because rosters change and stuff like that, which is a bit of a fucking excuse, but regardless. Somebody was saying like a month of the money, in 1 month, the amount of money people spend on FIFA is greater than what Baldur's Gate 3 made like to date or something like that. It's just like I get it. I'm not happy with it, but I understand why these companies do this shit. Because if I was an executive, like if your role as an executive is, hey, I need to make this business successful. Oh, people will pay out the arsehole for whatever the fuck I put in front of them. Yeah, that's my job. That's my job. But like, yeah, it's just, I dislike it. Oh, it's disappointing to hear is some of my balance issues all the way until they closed off support. Yeah, I think it's a management issue, right? Which is why I have a lot of faith in Path of Exile 2, because although they are owned by Tencent, but I get the sense that they're just being allowed to do what they want. But yeah, like Activision, Blizzard, I'm sure the devs there are really good, doing their best. But, you know, they're told to do certain things. You have to work to a deadline, so you do what you can. Yeah. But also, yeah, like the people who make those decisions, I don't think they give a fuck if you're going to play the game for a day or a week or a decade. They just want you to buy it. Once you bought it, they don't give a fuck. I'm going to skip this because I don't want to superpower Merville. Oh, they had been acquired by Microsoft? Okay. Yeah, for fucking months I remember seeing all the articles about it, and it was trying to be blocked in the EU, and there was all that going on. So they were trying to stop there being like a big monopoly, and as well Sony were like pushing back as well, right? They were like, oh, it'll be too much of a monopoly. I don't think it'll be enough to fix them. Like, they're not going to do a full 360 and become like Larian Studios, right? Where they're all about the player. But at least with, I don't know, at least with people like, moving around. Actually, no, I don't have any fucking faith in Microsoft. Not at all. Didn't they? Oh, I can't remember anymore because shit changes hands all the time. But obviously, Halo's their thing. I assume they have a lot of decision making around that. And fucking, they fucked around with Halo Infinite to no end. You know, like before the game even released, they're like, yep, it'll have co-op. Every Halo game will have co-op. That's core to Halo. That is core to the game. And then it released, it didn't have it. They're like, oh, don't worry though, it's coming. It's not coming. We've given up on it. Like fucking 6 months plus after release, after fucking people around for months saying it was coming. Triple strike chance. I mean, I do have my refund points, so I could just throw it in here for now. I've got enough damage. I'll just head for that. I do know I need the accuracy rating at some point, so let's just grab it. All right, Merville, let's go. Oh look, yeah, go if you want to rant, my man, go for it. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't muted you yet. Maybe the rant will do it. You know, they'll start seeing you rant about capitalism. Google ain't gonna like that. No, I'm with you. Capitalism as an idea, not terrible. Unfortunately, in practice, people with money want to maintain money, so they use that to elicit power over others, and then it becomes political. And then they start using their money to make decisions in their best interests instead of everyone else's best interests. Capitalism should promote... now you've got me ranting. Capitalism should promote competition to benefit the consumer Unfortunately, it does the opposite. It's now become about fucking squeezing the consumer. We killed Merville very fast there, right? Oh. I don't know if Ben's subscribed just to a vid. This is the problem with YouTube. I have no idea if Ben's watching or if he's subscribed to a video, but if you hear Ben, thank you. Appreciate the sub. Yeah, the problem with capitalism is become about squeezing everything out of the fucking consumer instead of giving the consumer options and having all of this fair competition and pushing up the people who are doing the best stuff. So yeah, fuck capitalism. It's unfortunately got out of hand as soon as it got political. Like, my view is if you're in politics, you shouldn't be allowed to have any investments in anything at all. You should have no money anywhere. You shouldn't be allowed to own more than one house. Like, there should be no bias. There should be no biases in there. You shouldn't be allowed to take fucking donations from mining companies, for fuck's sake. You shouldn't be allowed to take donations, right? Every political party, maybe not every political party, because then there'd be all sorts of people everywhere. But the party should get like a set budget for that. It can come out of the taxpayer budget, sure, if you can put together that you are a legitimate party. But when you let, we let political donations come from mining corps and stuff like that. Like, if I'm running for office and a mining company gives me like $50 million or something to run my campaign, and then I get into office and do nothing for them, well, next year they're going to give 100 million to my competitor, and my competitor's going to fucking blow me out of the water. There should be none of that. There shouldn't be money in politics. That's the problem. Because the politics that help that capitalism engine just keep going. You double empowered Merv ended up spending 20 minutes killing her. Yeah. See, the problem is my first character this league, I was doing the wisps every single time, and because I'm brain dead, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I was just like, man, enemies are really tank this season, right? Or this league. Fucking idiot. Sitting there like empowering all these monsters and then not being able to kill them. What have I done here? It's over here. I don't think a 200 character message can cover your political views. Yeah, yeah. The problem as well is the whole concept of companies having shareholders, right? Because a CEO's job is to benefit the shareholder. CEO's job and therefore the executives below them, their jobs are to benefit the company and benefit the shareholder. Unfortunately, there's nothing in their job description that says they have to benefit the consumer. Because capitalism tells us that the consumer won't stick around if they're getting fucked in the ass. Unfortunately, they will. Because the average person is dumb as a fucking rock. And I say that probably being one of those average people. I'm not going to pretend I'm above that shit. I absolutely make decisions in my life that are detrimental and don't benefit me because I'm looking at something, I'm like, ooh, shiny. But then it becomes an issue, right? Now we're on a don't they say you should keep politics out of like your social media if you're trying to do anything? trying to grow. But like, I don't know, people disagree or agree with me, go for it. Like the whole housing market thing. The moment housing became a commodity, it was obviously going to snowball into something fucking terrible. Right? Like that was always going to be the case. But obviously nobody had the forethought to look at that. So now we've got, the younger generation, like I was able to, I've got a mortgage, I've got a house. My dad owns, I'll say 5, something stupid like that. And fucking when I bought my house, he's like, all right, Jack, because he calls me Jack for some reason. Even though I think he wanted to call me, I think my mum wanted to call me Jack, but he was like, no, it should be Jackson. And then he calls me Jack all the fucking time. I don't know if it's to spite her because they're divorced, not that they see each other. Anyway, I bought my house. And he's like, all right, Jack, what you want to do is over the next 4 years, you want to pay that house off, you know? Pay it off. I was like, are you fucking serious, my dude? Like, I sat him down. I was like, 4 years? I'm like on my, I'm not going to say how much my house costs or what my wage was. I'm like, that would be my entire, that would be my entire wage before tax if it was 100% of my wage. That's how I would have to do that. I'm like, I'm not paying bills. I'm not buying food. I'm not doing any of that. And just the look on his face was like, oh yeah, because he could fucking do that back, you know, back like early 90s when he was buying houses and shit. I can't do that. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Not at all. Yeah, you absolutely, but you baited me into this. Just like you and your anime cat girls making me miss shots in Tarkov, right? Yeah, don't go into cultural wars. I think it's 5. I'm sure it's... Actually, might not be. He's got that. It's at least 4. It's at least 4, including the one he lives in. Right, but like he is... Okay. This is fucking my... So luckily, I say luckily my parents split when I was like a baby. Looking at both my parents, love both my parents. They're both really good. I think they're good people. I'd say they're good people. You know, they're both, funnily enough, public servants, in different roles. Not that that makes them good people, but like they're fine people. But they are opposites, complete opposites. My dad is the stingiest person on the planet. My mom told me a story that, because my dad's birthday is in December. My mom told me a story that one year his parents, my grandparents, brought out a cake for his birthday, had him blow out the candles, and then put the cake away for Christmas. Because they were so fucking cheap. So his entire life, and apparently when my dad was young, my mom tells me these stories. Like they'd go out to the pub, living in England. If my dad opened his wallet, all his friends would just start like clapping the air around him. And the joke was that they were killing the moths coming out of his wallet because he never opened it. So for him, it was like, you know, he got lucky in the sense of he was born at the right time to get into the housing market and stuff like that. And he's also a stingy ass motherfucker. Like if like when tuna's on special, like little cans of tuna, he'll buy like fucking 20 cans of it and then just keep them. He's very, very frugal. I'm so glad they're divorced. Because if I had to live just under that 24/7, I would have died. Or I would have been the same. I don't know. And like, I'm not super silly with my money, but like that man doesn't spend, which is why he got to that point. But I'd be happy if you to call me Lord already. That's fine. But yeah, it's just the generational political capitalist stuff. It's just let's go back to gaming. I want to go back to shitting on Blizzard. Yeah, absolutely. Like my place is it's not big. It's not like it's not a big plot at all. It's like very small property. And yeah, I poured all of my savings into it. And it's going to be, I don't know how many years before I pay it off. I need to get better at putting more money onto it if I want to be realistic. Because the idea of a 30-year mortgage, right? Like a 30-year fucking mortgage. The idea of that is ridiculous. By the time I pay it off, if I were to go the full 30 years, I'll be like getting close to wanting to retire at the very least. And the amount of fucking money the bank will make off me in that time, crazy. That's more of my motivation to pay it off. It's not so it's paid off, so it's the bank doesn't get more shit from me. Well, I mean, like there's a lot of stigma around divorce, right? And I think that's reducing. I think that's reducing year over year. I feel like when I was young, oh, my voice just cracked. When I was young, there was a fuck ton of stigma around divorce and stuff like that. my view is, like, if you get married to someone when you're, I can't remember how old my parents were. I think they were like pretty much bang on 20, I want to say, which is so fucking young. But again, that's a generational thing, right? Our parents got married a lot younger, had kids a lot younger. So they got married when they were 20s. Like, by the time you're 25, you're kind of a different person to a significant degree. And if you're no longer compatible with one another, I'm not saying just give up, but if you're not compatible with each other and it's not going to work, like, I much prefer that I'm very happy that my parents moved on and found people that they now, you know, are in relationships with or married to, that they get on with incredibly well and is obviously really good for them. I'd rather that than, if I grew up in a house where they were trying to force it to work and it was like uncomfortable and they didn't like each other and it was like be happy, you know, if it's not working, don't force it. Don't throw it away, but don't force it. It's like relationships. Don't force it, man. And like finding that balance is absolutely, I'm going to take this just because it's it's got connected sockets. Because I see that all the time, right? Where I'll like, so I work in social work. That's what I do. I can't be more specific than that. But every now and then I come across a couple, like an older couple, like some grandparents in my role while I'm talking to them about somebody. And it's very clear that they have very different ideals and they don't get on. And like one of them will say something and the other one will kind of snap, and like it just gets very tense if your partner is snapping at you while you're in the room with other people, unless they're having a really bad day and like something's happened for them recently and there's some context around it. But if that's just how they are, that's concerning to me. That's really concerning to me. And it's like, it's very clear you guys don't get on. But I feel like at a certain point, people just settle and a lot of people I think are afraid of being alone too. Like I've definitely been in relationships with people and had friends who very clearly, for one reason or another, feel like they have to be in a relationship to be fulfilled. And I feel like society tells us that, man, this has been such a philosophical fucking stream. I'm playing PoE all city if I can talking politics and talking philosophy and shit. Yeah, people are afraid to be alone. I think because because my parents divorced so young, I do have a brother. And we get along great. We get along really well. But we didn't really grow up together. We grew up with our respective mums and would see each other fortnightly from a certain age. So I kind of consider myself an only child, but it's also not true. And I wonder if because I was an only child, that's projectile based, so that's not helpful. I wonder if that's part of the reason. What were the other things here? Oh, they're all trash. Part of the reason I'm fine with being alone, because I would just entertain myself when I was young. My mum was obviously around, but you know, sometimes be busy or whatever, and whatever it might be, or I want to do my own thing at a certain age. It's like, I don't know, whereas other people, they just can't stand being alone. They just can't do it. Oh, I've just realized that got off there. Not that it mattered, I wasn't fucking dying. But yeah, so that is the reason I'm thankful my parents divorced. Wouldn't wish it on anyone, wouldn't wish divorce on anyone. But at a certain point, it's not working. Call it and be happy. I think you're a therapist. Yeah, like I would never give that advice to anyone, right? Like if somebody came to me and said, oh, my marriage isn't working, what do I do? I'm never gonna sit there and say, hey, get divorced. But you know, at 30 years of age, I look at both my parents now and I can see that they're just different people. Like they would have been different at that age as well, right? Like when they were in their early 20s, getting married and moving to Australia, they would have been different. When they're having me, they would have been different. And now they're different. Like, and I look at them now and I'm like, it never would have worked long term. But yeah, with the people I work with, if I saw someone having some marital problems, it's not my role at all where I work, but I would not give advice to get divorced. But in hindsight, I can see it. The headcanon now. There we go. Getting stuff out auras. No, we need to keep our two-handers. Oh fuck! I thought this may have been a camp. I feel like I've got a bit unlucky trying to find the camps, right? Okay, so if the diamond thing works, well, we've only found one, so that doesn't really work. But we need to go this way, I think. No, I don't fucking know. Maybe. Oh, hang on. What's this? Adds following effects to all players. Increased damage taken. Basic currency. Items dropped by slain enemies have a chance to be duplicated. Sure. At this level, that doesn't really matter at all. Oh, basic currency. What is? So at what point does it stop being basic, right? Because or maybe it tells you. Because like divine. Oh, what's a basic currency actually? Fufu, do you know? At what point does it stop being basic currency? I've got 2 levels. What am I doing? It's headcanon now. And like, I like my job, so I studied psychology, so that's how I ended up getting into my role. And it's like social work adjacent. Like I can't give away I can't talk about my particular role. It's not particularly appropriate. But I studied psychology, so that's what I found interesting. If I could go back though, I probably would have done something different. Don't know what. But I definitely don't hate my job. Well, actually, I wasn't enjoying it that much towards the tail end of last year, but I like my new job. I'm now, actually, to be fair, I say I'm in social work. I'm now actually quite far away from that. I'm in more of a consultancy space now, which is fucking fantastic. So I don't actually have direct client interaction anymore. Oh, these boys are... I guess I'm fighting a unique and a rare at the same time. That's fine, we got them. Did I unlock this? I did. He's short, everything that you can see. Oh, okay. Oh, you might look. Yeah, I think, yeah. And that's it, right? The game doesn't. I don't think the game ever explains that to you, does it? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I missed it. But like, I'm like basic currency, like no clue. But yeah, that makes sense to me because I was thinking, would that be able to duplicate divines if I was doing a like a late game map or something, right? Or if I was trying to farm for currency, could that give me extra divines? I don't know. Sorry, let me just change this song. I'm kind of over it. I have no idea what song this is, so we'll... I do know what song this is. It's fine. Alright. So I was going to get Eagle Eye. I was going to get Eagle Eye. But I don't really need the accuracy rating until later. Got swords. Increased. 3% increased attack. Okay, that's actually not bad. I think I will need that. Executioner. Wrecking Ball. Attacks 200 weapons. Increased stun duration. Increased attack speed. Fuck it, let's get Eagle Eye now, and then we'll head down there for probably Bastion Breaker. Yeah, Divine's a basic currency, rare basic currency, but it... Okay, it applies to all. There you go. The more you know. It's an educational stream now. Does any build... So... Does any build help any of the bandits? I feel like the two the two passive points you get are just so much better. Because like the benefits you got there were like 6% to this, 5% to that. You know, if I have my 2 points that help me get to a, you know, 20% more physical damage or whatever, 30% more physical damage, like that's just so much better. Oh, all right. In about 40-ish minutes, I might have to take a bit of a break, but see how we're going. See what we got on this Quicksilver. Nah, it's pretty whatever. Okay, I might have to start paying some attention to the items I'm getting here. At some point, right? But not now. Yeah, okay. This move's combat to help out of the three. Okay, I'll have to see what Alira... Honestly, I don't even remember what they give you. So when we get to Alira, if I remember, I will check what she can offer me. I'm just gonna quickly grab a drink and stuff. Oh yeah, no worries, Sophie. I'll be back in a moment. All right. From memory. Yeah, from memory I usually go Chamber of... Yeah, okay. Trying to remember how I got up. I don't think most Bone Shadow builds pick Alira. No, I'm not. Yeah, not planning to pick her. Just curious what she gives here, to be honest. Yeah, I've never really paid attention. We're doing fine damage for the time being. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it's a... I think it's an... I thought it was a node somewhere, right? Because I remember I need higher accuracy rating What is it? High accuracy? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to. I might have to look it up. There it is. 40% more attack damage. Your accuracy rating is higher than maximum life, but you never deal crits. That's why I need the accuracy rating. So I don't need it until I end up getting that node. I'll just have to figure out how I'm gonna get to that node. But again, I'll figure it out as I go. I kind of have an idea of the moment. Joking about the divorce stuff? No, it's all good. I know you're joking, man. Yeah, it's no stress. And even if you weren't joking, I'm happy with my opinions. But I know you are. No, I'm pretty cruisy. Like I don't read into things. Like you're fine. All right, can we please find what's her name? Wait, what? Okay, it's on cooldown. Okay, I've got some blue wisps. I think that's the correct wisp. Oh, I tried to pick up the orb for no particular reason. Well, so far we're a good amount of tanky. I mean, we're Act 2, so it's hard to go wrong in Act 2, really. Unless you're the IGN guy, then yeah, then he was probably struggling through here. I guess I did have my uniques too, which has been very helpful. Like this staff is pretty handy. All the extra physical damage is definitely coming through. Alrighty. Okay, nothing down there, just straight to a corner. Up this way. Might have to actually look at the specializations. I've not looked too close. I know most builds just pick the chick with the extra inventory space. As far as I'm aware, but I haven't really paid much attention to what they all offer. As you can tell, I'm not really about like min-maxing in this, you know? Yeah, it seems like the one before. So the one before the divorce disclaimer, I can see I don't think most Bone Shatter builds pick a Lyra. Is that not the message? So it censored one of your messages. I didn't want to jinx it, but I was gonna say you've had a pretty good run today. You haven't got muted yet. This is a random thought. I don't know what made me think of this. I hope in PoE 2. Actually, do I care? I don't care. I was gonna say I hope the story is a bit more I don't want to say fleshed out because I feel like they do have a fleshed out story. Engaging. It'd be cool if the story was a little more engaging. But honestly, like that's not the draw. That's not the draw. So why it doesn't really matter. They could have no story and I'd still be happy. I was just thinking to myself, like, why am I going to the Chamber of Sins? What was the actual purpose of that? That was a chaos. Like, I'm going there to click on someone or kill someone. That's what I'm doing. You made another divorce joke. No, it didn't come through. That's weird. It's so yeah. That's odd. I don't know why that's happening. Minions explode on death. All right. Oh, we got in a bit of trouble there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's actually doing some damage, but it's dead now. And probably these guys actually were helping him a lot there. Fuck is this song? Nah. Gonna put that over there. Alright, there we go. think the reason I keep getting muted is saying words that YouTube doesn't like. I don't know. Really? Okay. I was gonna ask you what words. What are those? List them out for me, Fufu. What are those words that get you possibly muted and possibly banned? Nah, I mean, maybe that would be very strict. That'd be very strict because I've not seen you say anything too unhinged, unless those have all been muted. Because I did check like my stream elements and all my YouTube settings and stuff just in case I had something set to like super strict or whatever. But no, I couldn't see anything, so I can't explain it. I think it's just YouTube being YouTube. Yeah, I hope the story. To be honest, I don't know anything about the story of Path of Exile 1. I know I'm an Exile. Really had to do some thinking to put that one together. But story-wise, it's a little hard to follow. You know what's weird though, and I think this every time I play the campaign. What is it? End of Act 5, there's like a really short cutscene. And I'm like, I don't think there's another cutscene in the game. Why did they make a really short cutscene for that one interaction? I think about it every time. Every time I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't know if I'd even call it a cutscene because I feel like it's just like a few seconds long. I feel like some guy in their development must have done that as like I don't know, don't want to say a proof of concept, but he was just like, hey, what do you think about this? And they're like, well, you've done it, so we'll put it in, but we're not doing it again. So we had the plate vest earlier. We got the same plate vest again. Oh yeah, I was trying to remember who it was. I can't remember if it's Piety or this guy. What I can tell is just words that are totally fine within one context, but be very offensive in some other context. They just shut it all down regardless. You might be wrong. I mean, you might be right. Sorry. But yeah, you said you may be wrong. You're not sure. Yeah, look, I could see them doing that. It's one of those stupid things where it's when you're a company that big, you have to throw out wide nets, don't you? What's happening down there? What's some guy freaking out? God, one ancestral cry. I need to probably start putting on more abilities to be fair, but I'm just doing fine with the one. Steel skin. Yeah, why not? Now we now have the mission, yeah, to go down that way. Yeah. I don't know. There has to be some explanation, right? I don't think we'll ever know why you get muted from time to time, but that seems to be behind us now. So you can your not Foofaway account can just be fine. You know, I've run so many of these. I don't know how we haven't found what's the name yet. Unless you have to be a certain level. Do you have to be a certain level to find them? Maybe. Perhaps that's it. I mean, I'm level 21. Maybe it is just a level thing, right? Maybe I'm not hard, because I know you have to be certain levels for some of the specializations later on. Maybe I can't find it because... Oops, didn't mean to do that. We haven't picked up a single wisp. And we found very few enemies. That was a weird... We didn't get a single wisp. I mean, I wasn't trying, but... Seems to be behind us now. Yeah, I mean, hey, you brought it up the first time. I was hesitant to. I was thinking it. I was thinking, it's not been muted yet. He's doing mighty fine here. Down he goes. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it might be a level issue, perhaps. Because I absolutely cannot recall where I found it. Or what level I was, rather, when I found it last time. God, I can't wait for Path of Exile 2. I think about it all the time. I really do think about it all the goddamn time. It's gonna be an absolute dream. Won't stop me going in there, though. Won't stop me looking. Oh, I'll not kill that person. Probably wasn't worth necessarily going back for. I've always found these cultist witches to be incredibly tank. Given they're supposed to be a witch. I guess there's nothing saying a witch can't be tank, right? Once again, still not finding it. Look at how juice this map is, eh? Look at that 42 wisps. Oof. I don't know if we're gonna get through that boss at the end. Oh, not really a boss, but an enemy. It's going to be interesting as well once Path of Exile 2 comes out, because I think initially they said it was going to be all just one game. Now then they said, oh no, we are going to make them separate games. I think that's the correct choice. Like, it'd be weird for them to have released Path of Exile 2 as part of this game. Yeah, it just wouldn't have made much sense, because I feel like they would have dialed a lot back. But I don't know, it's going to be interesting, because I know they're going to keep supporting PoE 1, but do you reckon people are going to keep... I guess there's always the chance, right, that there are always people who like the original. Like, there are going to be changes some people don't like and stuff, but I guess in the same way that like Diablo 2 and stuff still had lives after. Although that's because Diablo 3 was such a dog shit. Like if Path of Exile 3 is just... Oh, sorry, Path of Exile 3, we're going like another decade in the future. If Path of Exile 2 is just arguably very good and is absolutely an improvement on this in every way, like, is anyone going to go back? It'd be interesting to see how much the player base actually hangs around. Sorry, one moment. Okay, I'm gonna kill these and then do what I was about to do. So they're gonna fuck me up otherwise. Have you ever like gone slightly AFK? Like you clear the area, you think you're fine, and you just decide to AFK for a minute, and then like a little worm just fucking crawls up to you and just starts like just shivving you in the side. Yeah, you're highly skeptical of how the combined endgames would work. Yeah, absolutely. Is this supposed to be one of the camps? Maybe they're not here because I'm a low level, so we get a box instead. New game sounds good to you. But yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't imagine how, because you couldn't have had two end games, could you? Really? What? Like if you can buy, if it's the same game, it wouldn't be two end games. It would just be an additional end game system. And if one system was superior to the other, nobody's going to play the initial game, right? Sorry, I just need to quickly check something. That we're good. So yeah, having a second one is absolutely the way to go. Just hope they don't drop the ball on either game. They definitely won't drop the ball on 2, right? I am worried though about them trying to run 2 different leagues at the same time, if that's what they're going to keep doing. Well, they've said that's what they're going to do. They've said they're going to keep doing the regular updates. Actually, no. Well, I guess it won't be that hard because at the moment they've obviously got people dedicated to making 2 and people making leagues. So the people making 2, once they're done making 2, will just make the leagues. So yeah, I guess it would be the same as it is now, where they've got people working on both. I mean, at a certain point they'll have to move away from. Oh, they won't have to, I guess. What I can tell, they're kind of different games, but I don't know what will happen really. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'm just kind of spitballing at the moment. I guess their plan will probably be support it definitely in the PoE 1 in the interim, but then see how it plays out. Like if 95% of the player base moves, are they going to keep making stuff for 1 in the long term? Don't know. I think they'll nail it. I don't think it'll be. Actually, yeah. What you're saying about them being kind of different games is pretty correct as far as I can tell. Like the systems in 2 look really like combat looks very. What does sadism support do? Oh yeah. Like the combat in 2 looks very much more. I'll say interactive. Don't know if that's the right word for it though. Yeah, I don't know what word I'm looking for that. But it looks quite engaging. That's to be true. What's this? Yeah. Like with the ability to dodge roll and even move with WASD, but I can't imagine I'd be doing that in any respect. I was wondering what the fuck that was. Although, you've seen the trailers though. I assume Fufu. So I doubt so many will switch to 2 and not come back to 1. It's very hacking slashy. Yeah, no, that's a good example. I think that's a really good example. 2 does seem more methodical. But I wonder... Do you remember the old E3 demos? And maybe they still do them. Where it's like, I fucking hated them. But you've got like a group of people playing as a group. And they're like, alright, team 2, move up on the left, I'll move up on the right. And then they're like, yeah, let's get them. And like, they're just like weirdly super into it. And it's just fake as fuck. And it's like... It's just cringy to listen to because nobody plays games like that. Yeah, it's just like super weird. Just super weird. Like almost like they're role playing, which I guess some people might be into, but the vast majority absolutely not. I wonder though if the gameplay we've seen of Path of Exile 2 is them being like, hey, you can do this and you can do this and you can do this, but it'll boil down to I press right click, much like in Path of Exile 1. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if what they're showing off right now is like, oh, look at all these interactions, but it will largely boil down to I press right click or I press, which is obviously not how you play the game, but I press multiple buttons and stuff happens. I think they're trying to move away from such a passive play style, which I guess, yeah, I still have PTSD from the Anthem trailer. I don't remember it myself. but I know exactly what you mean. Like, they were just hard to, they were so hard to watch. Like, I want to meet the people who thought those were really good trailers. I also want to meet the fucking people, and I shouldn't be so aggressively saying this. I also want to fucking meet the people who pitched that idea. Who's sitting in a, you know, somebody sitting in a boardroom, obviously someone that doesn't play games, again, going back to that whole fucking chestnut. Somebody who doesn't play games was sitting in that room and was like, oh, we'll hire some voice actors and we'll get them to play the game, and you know, they can play it like it's real life. Oh, it'll be so good. People are going to love it. No, bitch. No, they're going to hate it. It's going to be cringy as fuck. It's going to be awful. And it was. Yes. Yeah, I did. So you watched that. You must have watched that interview as well, right? Or at least an interview. Maybe he said the same thing multiple times. He said that in the Ziggy D interview. They want to move away from one-click builds, but they want to do that in the sense of being like the way he explained it in the interview I watched was like, you know, there's the option for you to press, you know, one ability and not do anything else, but then you'll see another ability and that, like, that'll pique your interest. I don't know if that was just him blowing a bit of smoke, but he was trying to present it in a way of being like, you could do that, but you wouldn't want to, you know, like it wouldn't be optimal. Like there's other things you would want to include. I don't hate the idea, but you're right. There will be some people who prefer just the nature of this game, like this Bone Shatter build, right? Like when I get to end game, I jump onto a boss and I right click and I just hold it down. I put down my totems, of course, and I just right click. And that's why I'm playing it, because I don't mind that. I don't mind having one of my builds be that. And I guess that's most builds, right? There's very few builds where you're actively, well, you're using a few buttons. You're usually using a buff, a debuff, and then your damage. Whereas, yeah, it looks like in PoE 2, they're trying to have like, okay, using this to slow them down and this to amplify damage and then this to do something else. But in practice, when people start making builds and stuff, DPS is always going to be king in these games, right? Like everything is always going to lose out to this does more damage. So I as much as they're aiming for that, I think in a hack and slash it's very hard to achieve. I would like them to achieve it, I guess. And I wouldn't mind if that is like the top of the top of the top build can do that. You know, like if you want to absolutely maximize your DPS, you do need to be using all these other skills. But as long as it's viable to play it hack and slashy and to be casual, I think you'll be fine. Although there will be some players who aren't keen on that. What's that noise? Actually, I think somebody sent me a message. I'll check that in a sec. I don't know how much of that developer's talking about is... Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think a lot of what they talk about is... I've lost myself here. I'm coming back to the road. I think I'll... here we go. Here it is. The path up to here? No? There it is. Yeah, I think they're talking a lot about what they want the game to be. Like, you're not going to sell a game to people saying, oh yeah, you walk up and you press right click and you win. As long as you built right. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to sell a game. So I'm hoping for a bit more diversity. Look, I'm just happy with PoE 1. New enemies, new items, new abilities. I'm happy with it. Slightly different end game, but mostly the same. I'm happy with it. I was a little worried. I think they said they were going to bring across some of the the league stuff, or the essences and things like that at some point. Maybe not at release, but at some point. And I almost want them to leave like essence, blight, all that kind of stuff just where it is. I don't think we need to bring all that stuff to PoE 2. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wish they just leave that stuff out and then just build new systems into the game as they release leagues, you know, like they have done in PoE 1. But it could go either way. Like I would be happy either way. But funny you mentioned, actually, I want to jump back to you talking about, you mentioned Anthem. Did you happen to play it when it released? Because that is a game. So I bought that with my housemate at the time. And that game had such good... Where's the entrance? Over here. It had such a good premise. And the bones of... Like, it was just released too early. Right? It was released too early. And then they gave up on it immediately. But I played that game with my with one of my housemates. And... I didn't hate it. Obviously, it was not great. It was kind of fucked. Okay, so what does this guy do? You know what? It's not awful. I'm still going to kill him, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, like we played through Anthem. We finished that game. We played a little bit of what was kind of supposed to be the end game, I guess you would call it. And it felt like the game felt good to play. Unfortunately, the systems weren't built in. That's why it was bad. But flying around felt fucking awesome. Like, it was very much like an Iron Man simulator. The abilities felt pretty good. Like, you could combo stuff. That wasn't too bad. It was pretty minimal. Like, it was pretty rough. You didn't touch Anthem after the trailer. Honestly, I think it wasn't a good game, which is why it got shut down. If they'd had... I don't know how much... If they'd just been allowed to work on that game for a bit longer, that could have been Destiny. That could have been the next Destiny. I honestly believe that. And I know... I'm trying to remember if I'm looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. But... yeah, I just remember playing it. And I was like, how did they fuck this up? Because particularly the gameplay was there. It's just the systems around it weren't quite built in. Like, the flying felt fucking awesome. It was so cool, and it ran really well. It was so cool that you could just take off from the ground, start fucking flying, and you could just... yeah, it was yeah. Oh, I was so disappointed they fucked it up. I'm also surprised at how quickly they gave up on it. If they released that today, like, they could have No Man's Skied that game and turned that into something fucking amazing. But... yeah, they didn't get the sales, and of course, best thing to do is fuck the people who bought it and put it in the dirt. And they did. Oh shit! Hang on, just gonna quickly put this up. Check this message got sent. Wait, why doesn't that work? What? Alrighty. Yeah, I'm probably going to run for about 21 minutes. Then I'll probably jump off. That'll probably be me for the night. Space Seeds and Spyware. Honestly, like, I'm after I finish this and finish what I'm doing, I might look at a bit of Anthem gameplay later tonight and just see if I'm remembering it incorrectly. Because I remember playing it. I remember actually having a lot of fun. Like, I finished the game, right? It wasn't super long, but I finished it. I'll have to look back at why people hated it so much. It definitely wasn't finished. There were definitely bugs. And it's funny because I reckon if, like, some of the games that released today are in a much worse state than that game was in. I'm confident in saying that. I'm semi-confident in saying that as I think about it a little bit more. I'm kind of confident. I can't believe how fast they gave up on it. I really can't. Yeah, it's a shame BioWare went under. I'd love to... those are the things I want to know. So, this is an odd thought. This is a really odd thought. So, I really wish there was a way to just know things. And if I could have a wish, it would almost be like, I just want to be able to know the answer to questions I have, which is, what happened to Anthem? Why did it turn out so shit? Was it the developers just rushed it? The developers think it was ready? Or did some executive just decide, nah, fuck it, send it in? See what happens, you know? Yeah, trap. Yeah, no, that was fair enough, yeah. Like, I bought it like I think I bought it day one. So it was before like I really got to see the reviews and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like still played the hell out of it. I am gonna go look at it, and then next time we catch up, I'll have to let you know if I was absolutely wrong. I did hear that they were working on something. Because I remember people talking about, people saying like, I really hope Sean Murray doesn't fucking go on a press junket and build up this game to be insane again. Oh god. But like, again, another developer I got huge respect for. They absolutely fucked up with No Man's Sky. I think a lot of that was they unfortunately got caught up in a massive media storm. And he unfortunately, he just kept building it up. All right, here we go. Here's the Lyra. So, fucking hell. You know what? Plus 15% to all elemental resistances. Actually not awful, because then you can just roll better stuff on your gear. And a critical strike multiplier. And the, well, mana per second is kind of whatever. Not good for this build, but that's actually, yeah, I'm a little surprised more builds don't make use of these, but obviously it's just not beneficial. Yeah, I also bought No Man's. I took time off work. I bought No Man's Sky day one. I remember how confident they were. They're like, yep, look, it would be possible to run into another player in the universe, but it's just not going to happen. The universe is too big. And it was like, it must have been like 4 hours in. People were like, hey, yo, we're on the same planet, but the guy's not here. Like, you can't actually see people. And the problem was, like, so much of the messaging was so wishy-washy. Like, they committed to all this stuff, and then people were like, well, will I... Like, if I run into another player, will I be able to see them? And instead of just saying no, they were just like, oh, it won't happen, it won't happen. Like, were they hoping nobody would... Were they hoping nobody would find out? Were they hoping no one would ever try to run into each other? That was obviously the first thing people were going to do. It's the internet, for Christ's sake. That's always the first thing they do, is try to like do something weird, try to break something, or try to prove you wrong. That's always the first thing they do. And again, this is why companies should hire me to just, I don't know, QA their fucking game making process, all their comms, any of it. Because if I was in Hello Games at that point in time and Sean Murray was like, oh, people are asking us if they'll be able to see their friends in game, I'd be like, well, can they, Sean? He'd be like, no. Like, maybe tell them that. Maybe tell them, hey, look, this is, because they were pretty clear, this is a single player experience. This will reward here. I always forget to do this. And I always get to end game and I'm like, I have another point I can get. I would have just been like, tell them that. But I know there's the whole thing about perception, and he was trying to keep a positive perception. If it goes negative, the media will absolutely continue spinning it, and they will put you in the ground. So he was in a tough spot, and I think they were just naive developers. I think now they have absolutely learned that lesson. Yeah. So Hello Games, they fucked up, but they made it good. Right? They fixed their game. Like, they released a broken game. They absolutely could have cut and run, but they fixed their game. So when they tell me, hey, we're releasing another game, this is what it's going to look like, I don't think they will do it. I don't think they will fuck that up twice. If they do, I trust that they'll fix it though. So I don't know if I'll buy their game day one. I don't know if they've got that much faith back from me. But I would hope, if they're releasing another game, that they, as part of their media process, that they at least show a lot of very clear, like, gameplay of being like, I am playing the game, this is me doing it, instead of all those curated trailers and shit that they released for No Man's Sky. Remember all the trailers they released where it was like, he's on this beautiful planet, there's a dinosaur walking in the background, you know, it looks fucking awesome, it looks so good. And then you actually get to the game and like every planet is just like a grey blob or a brown blob. And you've got like a T-Rex except it's walking on its front arms and it's like scurrying around the world. And it's just like, these weren't in the trailers, Sean. These weren't in the trailers. What happened? Since 6-7 years releasing free content. Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely insane that they have been working on that game for free for as long as they have and that they're still doing it. Yeah, I also played it, but not recently, maybe like a year or so ago. And it's still... I don't really know what I wanted from that game. So even though I bought that game day one, I was super... Well, I don't want to say super excited. I was really looking forward to it. Bastion Breaker, that's what we want. Even though I bought it day one, I was still worried about, like, what am I actually going to do? But I was down to just explore, again, because I play everything that comes out. My friends didn't buy it, and they thought I was nuts for buying it. But I was like, hell, if I play this for 8 hours, but I get to fly from one planet to another planet, I get to see some cool shit, I'll be happy. And they couldn't even give me that. The problem with it now, when I pick it up, because every now and then I'll pick it up to play it, because I'm like, oh, I really want to experience it. I just hate that, like, you spawn in, you're on a planet, you have to spend like half an hour collecting this, then you have to collect that, then you have to collect this, then you have to collect that, you have to collect something else to make something else work. Then you take off, and you land somewhere, but then you need more fuel, and it's so incredibly grindy. And I like a grind, but it feels like grind for the sake of grind. But I don't know what that game was ever supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, because even when I played it maybe a year or so ago, it's like one in, I don't even know how many planets, but you rarely ever see the really pristine, beautiful planets. Because that's not what they are. And I kind of get it. You know, you want to show off your good stuff, right? I get that. I do. I don't know if that's what I want, but I'm just going to take it. I can buy the gems if I need to later. I know you don't want to show off your bad stuff, but it's almost like start on a shitty planet and be like, hey, we've been mining resources here. That's fine. We know of this other planet in the system. We're going to fly over there and then fly over there, and that one's beautiful. But you've shown me the trash, so I know there is some trash, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that there's a little bit of trash. But when all you show me is just really beautiful stuff, I get I'm going to think, okay, so the entire game is just really nice planets with lots of content. You know, there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to do on all of these really beautiful planets. Fuck it, we're just going to change these gloves, even though it's probably whatever. So yeah, they did shoot themselves in the foot. But they also had Sony backing them, so I wonder how much pressure were coming from Sony as well. Because Sony were like really like, I don't want to say pushing them, because I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it almost feels like they definitely had something to prove. Yeah, it's grindy. Yeah, the UI doesn't help. Yeah. I think a lot of the problems they have though is with the problems they have now is the fact that was the skeleton, right? That's the scaffolding of the game. I'm hoping with it, if they're building a new game, they've learnt those lessons. They're building that from the start with the idea of, hey, remember how No Man's Sky is a fucking mess still? That's because we didn't start with a good base. So let's start with a good base and then jump from there. But, I mean, it'll remain to be seen, right? It'll remain to be seen. Sorry, before I jump into anything else, let me just check. There are so many effects in town now. There's always people running around with all these fucking cosmetics on. Like, what is this? What are these little goblins playing drums? No. Alright, that's fine. So what do we have to do now? Oh, we do have to go. Let's go to Lion's Eye Watch and get that quest done at least, so I don't forget. Ah, No Man's Sky. I like how most of my streams are just talking about just fucking shitty releases. But yeah, the fact that you're allowed to release games in these states and just get away with it just drives me up the fucking wall. 2% increased damage that hits against enemies low on life. 4 attacks with 200 weapons deal 20% increased damage. 10% increased attack speed with 200 weapons. I need to get to that at some point. Yeah. What was that? Sorry, you said what was their new game called? I'm looking. You did tell me. Light No Fire. Light No Fire. Okay, let me have it. I don't know if I'm going to show stuff, so I'm going to quickly do this. And then let's have a look. Light No Fire. Fantasy game. This already kind of looks cool. I don't know what it is, but... Oh, there's a trailer. Alright. Alright. Alright, give me a sec. Where's my music? I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but... Hang on. I need to turn off the sound here. And then... Wait, is this... hang on. Is this the one that's supposed to be... Hang on, I'm sorry, I've lost the chat. Is this supposed to be like the size of Earth or something? Okay, yeah, you're telling me it's in-game multiplayer. I'm already a little bit worried, but I'm hopeful. This reminds me so much of the trailers for No Man's Sky. Oh, fuck. Has me worried already. That takeoff animation looked very, this looks very, what's the word I'm looking for? It looks very much like the ships from No Man's Sky, right? Like how it goes, it kind of goes up and then up and like that. That was a little bit Hitlery, sorry. But it goes up and then it goes straight. That's very much how they take off in No Man's Sky. See, my concern with stuff like this, right? This stuff here. So you're telling me the world's procedural. So you're telling me I can land anywhere there. One of the big problems when I go back to No Man's Sky. Oh, you have to run off. Yeah, no worries, no worries. We have a great time. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm just going to continue my thought. My problem with scenes like this is that in No Man's Sky, when you're flying, all of this stuff suddenly becomes like really jagged and really kind of fucked up because the game is trying to manage like everything it's trying to process all at once. So what are they processing here? Like what's actually being processed? What's happening on the back end? How is the game running this so well? Because that is a lot to process. It's an announcement trailer though, so I'm not super against it being really stylized and But they said, does it say when the release is, or it doesn't say at all? No, because it's an announcement trailer, so there's no particular release. But they said all footage in-game multiplayer. So I'm already fucking sus, because that's a lot to render. This is so much to render when you're flying around. Like the top of the mountain, this is what I expect it all to look like, right? That's what I expect the trees and the ground to look like when you're flying over. And like, I appreciate that this looks a bit janky. Like the foundation clearly isn't really well placed on that mountain. That's fine. Like I'm okay for things to be kind of off. Because if you're giving me a massive fucking open world like this, like Skyrim, like it's looking like a little bit like Skyrim, but it's our next level. You giving me that? I'm kind of okay to let you have some of it, but and if it's procedural, is it procedural in the sense that they generated it, but it's the same for every player? Or is it procedural in the sense of you generate your own world and then you play your own game? Because the problem with procedural stuff that's you generate your own stuff and play your own game is that all the story elements really struggle. And this looks like a game that's going to need some of that. I'm going to need, like, I can go build my base. Sure, I can do all this stuff, but why am I doing this? Because this stuff doesn't interest me. I don't care about building a base just for the sake of building a base. You know, what's the purpose for me? I need to charge my mouse. Yeah, I need something driving me to the next location, and what's that going to be in this game? But I'll definitely watch it. I'll definitely follow it. Did I get... Oh, that's right. I turned off my volume. I think I had it out there. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a little skeptical. Little fucking skeptical, but hey, I'm willing to give it... I'm willing to give it a look. But anyway... Just like, I keep thinking I'm seeing somebody there, but my house is a bit black. That's it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you especially to Fufu for hanging out. Anyone else that tuned in or maybe here now, I don't actually pay attention to who's in my chat at any particular time. Nope, it's just me and Fufu at the moment. All right, thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.